Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namni Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauruvani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarane Jai Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Welcome everyone. Hare Krishna. My prostrated obeisances to everyone. Thank you for kindly participating and supporting with your ongoing presence. We were discussing yesterday text 32, 33 and 34. This is the start of the Mrid Bhakshan Leela. Mrid means dirt or dust of Vrindavan. Bhakshana means to eat. And Leela is the pastime. So this is the pastime where Krishna eats dirt and speaks the truth, or should you say speaks lies, on whether or not he has eaten dirt. So Mother Yashoda catches him red hand and Kasman Mridam Adantatman. Oh Adantatman, text 34. Kasman Mridam Adantatman Bhavan Bhakshitavan. Why have you eaten dirt, you restless boy, or oh independent master? Bhavan Bhakshitavan. Have I eaten, Maya? No, I have not eaten. Where have I eaten? If I eat, I share. If they have not eaten, I have not eaten. No, Rahaha. You have eaten it in a seclusion or a very seclusive place. Vadanti, says who? Asks Krishna. Everyone is saying, oh, they're all on your side, Maya. All the gopis are on your side. No, Vadanti Tavaka. Your team is speaking this time, Krishna. It is your camp who's saying that you have eaten. Krishna said, really? Are you sure it's my camp? He, certainly, Kalu, Nishchitam, they are the one who have complained this time. Krishna said, they're all liars. Don't believe them, Maya. Don't believe them. Ete Kumaraha. They're all children, they're young, they're lesser than 5 years old, said Maya Yashoda. And according to Shastra, those who are younger, they should be considered, those who are little ones, their words should be considered as Vedas themselves. So Kumara, they are young children, how can their words be taken as false? Krishna said, no, Maya, trust me, they're all liars. They all envy me. They want to settle scores with me. Yashoda Rani said, Agraja api, ayam agraja api, vadati. This brother of yours, Agraja, Agra means older, Ja means Janma, he who has appeared before you, your older brother Balaram is also saying the same thing. Shri Baladev Prabhu ki Jai. So what do you have to say to that, Krishna? What do you have to say to that? So Krishna's mouth is full of mud. And as this discussion goes on in this Naham Bhakshitavan Amba, Kasman Mridam Adantatman, why have you eaten? When this conversation goes on, Krishna somehow swallows that mud. It's a little piece. So Krishna swallows it and now he wipes his mouth and in full confidence, text 35, Naham Bhakshitavan Amba. Oh Maya, na aham bhakshitavan. This is text 35. Na aham bhakshitavan amba. Oh mother, I have not eaten dirt. Okay, then what about all of them? Sarve mithya abhisamshinaha. Krishna is putting his arms out and he's saying, Sarve, all of them mithya abhisamshinaha. They're all accusers. They're all false accusers. They're all following the path of adharma or untruth, mithya. Yadi satyagirastarhi. If you really want to know whose words, whose tongue is pure and truthful, samaksham pashyame mukham. Oh, dear mother, why don't you directly look into my mouth? In Hindi, they say, doodh ka doodh or pani ka pani. Yaha doodh ki doodh or mitti ki mitti. You look into my mouth and you see for truth whether there is mud in my mouth or whether there's no mud in my mouth. Why don't you taste it? you look at the pudding and you taste it, and that's the best test. The test of the pudding is in tasting it. So why believe them or why believe me? Just look into my mouth and you see whether I have eaten dirt. So Śrī Kṛṣṇa uvacha amba aham mridam na bhakshitavan ete tu sarve mithya abhisamshinah bhavanti yadi ete sarve satya girah santi iti tvam manyase tarhi me mukham samaksham pashya iti. Oh dear mother, you check for yourself and you see who's speaking the truth. Srila Prabhupada's translation and purport. Lord Krishna replied, "My dear mother, I have never eaten dirt." Wow, never. It's not that I have not eaten today. I have never eaten dirt. All my friends complaining against me are liars. If you think they are being truthful, you can directly look into my mouth and examine it. Oh Maya. Samaksham pashyame mukham. Purport. Krishna presented himself as an innocent child to increase the transcendental ecstasy of maternal affection. As described in the Shastra, Tadana Bhayad Mithyoktihi Vatsalya Rasa Poshika. Srila Prabhupada is quoting the Tadana Bhayat Mithya Uktihi Vatsalya Rasa Poshika. One thing, Srila Prabhupada is saying, one thing that nourishes motherly love and the relation between a little child and the mother is speaking lies out of fear of being chastised. So, Tadana Bhayat, out of the fear of being chastised, Mithya Uktihi, false words spoken by a child, out of fear of being chastised by the mother, Vatsalya Rasa Poshika. This really nourishes motherly love. So Srila Prabhupada is, I think, to start with for now, siding with Krishna on the fact that he is not speaking false. Well, externally he's speaking false. He did eat mud in his mouth and he's saying, I have not eaten. So Prabhupada is saying this is wonderful because according to Shastra, being afraid of being chastised by one's parent and speaking lies, when a child speaks lies out of fear of being chastised, this nourishes motherly love. And what is the ultimate truth? It is not whether mud is there or mud is not there. The ultimate truth is Vatsalya Prem of Mother Yashoda. So anything that nourishes that eternal truth, that's okay. That's okay. So is Krishna being truthful? Yes. He's being truthful because he is speaking lies out of fear of being chastised, and that nourishes the ultimate truth of Yashoda's love for Krishna. So Krishna is being truthful. Srila Prabhupada is starting the purport with that. This means that sometimes a small child speaks lies. For example, he may have stolen something or eaten something and yet deny that he has done so. We ordinarily see this in the material world, but in relation to Krishna, it is different. Such activities are meant to endow the devotee with transcendental ecstasy. The Supreme Personality of Godhead was playing as a liar and accusing all other devotees of being liars. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 12, 11, Itham Satam Brahma Sukhanubhutya. That verse that we did in the Agasur series. A devotee may attain such an ecstatic position after many, many births of devotional service. Persons who have amassed the results of vast amount of pious activities can attain the stage of associating with Krishna and playing with him like ordinary playmates. One should not consider these transactions of transcendental service to be untruthful accusations. This is very important. We should not think Krishna speaking lies or the friends are criticizing Krishna or settling scores or Krishna is trying to rebuttal by saying they are the liars. Srila Prabhupada is cautioning us. Who are these friends? Krita Punya Punjaha. They have done bhajan over lifetimes and now they have, of course, those who are sadhana siddha. Those who are nitya siddha, they have always been there. And those who are sadhana siddha, they have performed bhajan over lifetimes and qualified themselves and entered Krishna's pastime. So they're supremely truthful. And God, Krishna, is Satyam Param Dhimahi, according to Shastra. He is the supreme truth. So between truth and truth, even if there is some falsity or there is some false accusation, that is to nourish the ultimate truth of mutual love between friends and the love Mother Yashoda has for Gopal. Srila Prabhupada is giving us this beautiful perspective. One should never accuse such devotees of being ordinary boys speaking lies, for they attain this stage of associating with Krishna by great austerities. Because if you say Krishna is lying, then you're saying God is lying. And if you say the friends are lying, then we're saying the devotees are liars. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, no, both are speaking the truth. Both are speaking the truth. Why they're speaking the truth? Well, friends are speaking the truth because Krishna did eat dirt. He did eat mrud. Mrud bhakshan took place. Krishna did put it in mud in his mouth. So they're speaking the truth. And when Krishna says, I have not eaten mud, O Maya, that is truth. Because tadana bhayan mithyokti vatsalya rasa poshika. Because the ultimate truth is love, to receive chastisement, to receive affection from Mother Yashoda. And whatever it takes to get it, that's fine. Completely fine. So now we will hear some amazing perspectives about this verse. To start with, na aham bhakshitavan. Krishna could have said aham na bhakshitavan. Krishna could have said bhakshitavan naham. He could have said bhakshitavan aham na. You can rearrange the words in Sanskrit, but to start the verse by saying na aham, no, no, Maya, no, no, na means no. So instead of saying I have not eaten, Krishna is saying no, no, Maya, no, no, it's not true that I have eaten. So because he's repeatedly saying no, 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 Maya, no, the word starts with na aham. Krishna is actually a very optimistic person when he speaks. It's always in affirmative sense. It's never negative. But there are some places where Krishna puts the nakar. He puts the na. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will say, na sa siddhim avapnoti, na sukham, na param gatim. If you break scriptural principles, ya shastra vidhim utsrujya vartate kamakarataha, then na sa siddhim avapnoti, na sukham, na param gatim. Forget about attaining the supreme. Krishna is saying, you cannot get perfection and joy even in this world if you break Shastric principles. And to say you cannot get it, you cannot get it, you cannot get it, he says, na sasiddhim avapnoti, na sukham, na param gatim. So that is for emphasis. Similarly, when Krishna says, na parayeham nirabadhya samyujam swasadhu krityam vibhudayushapiva yama bhajanturchara geha shrinkalam samvrachaya tat pratiyatu sadhuna. Oh, Krishna speaking to the gopis. Oh, gopis, na parayeham. I cannot reciprocate. I cannot repay my debt, even in the lifetime of Brahma, for the service that all of you have done. Oh, dear gopis of Vrindavan, Krishna said, you have left your family and you have run just hearing the flute sound in the middle of the forest in your youth, in the middle of the night. I cannot do this. Na parayeham. With folded palms, Krishna said, na parayeham. No, no, no. I cannot repay. I cannot reciprocate to this. So at that time he used na, emphatically saying, no, it is not possible for me to reciprocate. And here also, na aham bhakshitavan. No, Maya, no, no. Krishna is moving his face. No, no, no. It's not true that I have eaten. Na aham bhakshitavan. Then he says, amba. Na aham bhakshitavan amba. Amba means mother. So in Sanskrit there are many words. There's mata, there's amba, there's amba actually. Then janani. So many words are there for mother. Why amba? Referring to that mood of, oh mother who kept me 9 months in your womb. Some emotional drama is, is being used here as a weapon to make more rasas come out. No, 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 Maya, no, no, it's not true that I have eaten. Oh mother, oh Maya, oh Maya. Well, Mother Yashoda knows that she is the mother, and Krishna knows that he is her son, and she's the mother and he's the son. This, both of them know. Then why keep saying Maya, Maya, Maya? To melt her heart. That I am your child, you're my mother. Between you and me, how are you bringing others as witness? I have been in your body for 9 months. You have been nourishing me even when they didn't see me. I know them after I was born. But you and me, we know each other for 9 months more than what they know me or I know them or you know them. So therefore, oh Maya, between you and me, why should these friends and Balram, they all be used as witness? You're asking me, I am saying I have not eaten. That's it. We settle it between us. Why bring external people for witness? So the word amba is used here. Na aham bhakshitavan amba. He's almost holding Maya Yashoda's, the tip of her, the garment, the edge of her garment and saying, oh Maya, oh please believe me. Na aham bhakshitavan, I have not eaten. Well, mud is dripping from your mouth, hand is full of mud, and he's saying, I have not eaten. Now look at this interesting thing our acharyas explain. Yeah, here Sri Sanatan Goswami Pad. Sri Sanatan Goswami Pad has said, Mother Yashoda put 2 witnesses. One is Kumara, the friends, and second Agraja. Now Krishna is very angry with Balaram. So when he is responding to the accusers, he's not saying, Brother may be speaking the truth, but the friends are speaking false. He just puts all of them in the same category and he says, Sarve. All of them are liars. By saying Sarve, he includes Balaram also in that. Sarve mithya samshinaha. Oh, all are liars, Maya. All are liars. By saying all, Sarve, he includes the friends, he includes every possible friend, and he also includes Balaram. He's not giving any extra respect or status because Balaram is the older brother. No, Maya. Sarve mithya samshina. Ye sab jhoot bolte hain. They're all liars. They're all serial liars. This is for once you saw, you found this out. But every day I have to deal with all this. I go and play and they all manipulate and I am one team and they all are one team. Sri Surdas ji has written one very beautiful song in his Sur Sagar, where he says, Oh Maya, Maya Mori, thou bahut buro. My brother Balaram ji is very bad a person. Very bad. Why is he bad? Maya Yashoda asks Gopal. So Gopal, he says, Balaram takes me to the forest and he pushes me behind some tree and suddenly I come out of the tree and there is nobody around. He takes me to these places that I get lost. He shows me this is a pond. And then suddenly I turn back, there is nobody, they're all hiding. Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go with him. You tell him to protect me from everyone else, but I honestly feel others are fine. I need protection from him. He's the one who troubles me. Maya Mori, thou bahut buro. My brother Baldao is a very bad person. Sri Surdas ji. So now Krishna is putting all those emotions together. Next time we see Krishna Balram on the altar, when you hear all this Hari Katha, when we hear from the Acharyas, when we hear from Srila Prabhupada, then when we see Krishna Balram, we actually have more refined vision than before. Otherwise, if we don't hear Hari Katha, we are seeing through our eyes. And we only see two deities. We may bow down, we may say some prayers and move to the next altar. But when we read and hear about Krishna, just like a doctor, somebody who's not a doctor, they may see an X-ray report, but they can't read it. But someone who's a doctor can see and read an X-ray report. They can also say where the fracture is, which column, which bone, etc. We may see it. We may just feel happy that I'm able to see it at a certain angle I'm able to see. But to actually read may be difficult. What brings the difference from seeing to reading and properly understanding is knowledge. And that comes from Shastra. So the more we read, the more we hear, by the mercy of Hari Guru Vaishnavas, then seeing is not just through the eyes, then it is through the heart. When we look at Balram, when we see Krishna, and we see Balram is standing with his hand on Krishna's shoulder and Krishna's playing the flute. He has one hand on his waist and with the right hand he's playing the flute. When you see that, then so many emotions, they are playing together. Sometimes Krishna is complaining about Balaram. Sometimes Balaram is talking about Krishna's complexion. Sometimes Krishna is blaming Balaram that he's pushing me deep into the forest. He always takes me through a path that I don't know to come out. So I have to call out to him. He likes that I am helplessly dependent on him. Sarve mithya abhisamshinaha. And Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad has said, here Sarve refers to gopis also. So now Krishna is fed up. First half of the chapter, gopis are complaining. Second half of the chapter, gopas are complaining. Balram has also joined the party. Maya, I am not going to give individual importance to any group. Sarve, all of them are liars. Now this verse talks about all the occurrences in the chapter. Maya, if you really think I am eating butter, look into my mouth. Gopis are liars. I have not eaten. So when he says Bhakshitavan, he doesn't say Mridam. It could be Navanitam also. If the gopis are saying I am eating butter, look into my mouth. There is no butter. They're all liars. If friends and Balaram are saying that I am eating mud, look into my mouth. There is no mud. They're all liars. So here Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad says Sarve refers to gopas, gopis, Sri Balaram. All are false accusers. And yadi satya girahattarihi. If you really want to know whose tongue is truthful, well, Krishna's tongue is truthful, no doubt. All in Vrindavan, everybody's tongue is truthful. But Krishna is Satya, Vratam Satya Param Tri Satyam, Satyasya Yonim Nihitam Cha Satye, Satyasya Satyam Vrita Satya Netram, Satyatmakam Tvam Sharanam Prapanna. He is Satyam, Param Brahma Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhu. Krishna is the supreme, he is the purest, he is the most truthful. Or the other meaning is Satya Gira means whatever he says comes out to be true. Either what is truth is what is on his tongue, or what he says comes out to be truth. Satya Giras Tarhi Samaksham Pashya Me Mukham. Please, you look into my mouth and you see for yourself. So now, has Krishna eaten dirt or has he not eaten dirt is a controversy. Our acharyas are mentioning points about this. So Sridhar Swamipad, in his Bhavartha Deepika commentary, he says Krishna is speaking the truth. He is not eaten. Why? Because eating means what is external you put in your mouth. When the whole creation is in Krishna's body as Virat Roop, what is there external to be had? So when Krishna says, Na ham bhakshitavan maya, I cannot eat anything. Imagine if you eat something, if you eat one roti, now that roti which was on the plate is gone and it's gone into our stomach. So if the whole universe is in Krishna's stomach already as Virat Roop, as Vishwaroop, there is nothing external to be had that is not inside. So Sridhar Swamipad is saying, oh Maya, please understand, I am Bhagavan. Everything already exists in me. How can I eat something that is external to me? There is nothing external. Tad dure, tad antike. Krishna is far, yet he is so near. So all the universes, all the jivas, everything, all the mud possible is in Krishna already. So there is no need for him to eat something because it's not there external, it's within him. So Sridhar Swamipad is saying, yes, Satya Giraha. Krishna's tongue is Krishna's words are very truthful because yes, Maya, I cannot eat anything because there is nothing external of me to have been eaten up. Everything is inside my body. Another explanation is, this is half-truth, and half-truth is dangerous. Half-truth is not truth, it is false only. What is half-truth? Well, Krishna is telling Mother Yashoda in Bhav, everybody is eating mud, O Maya, not only me. All these children, where are they eating their fruits and their vegetables from? It comes from the field. So when you get those crops or you get the vegetables or you get some fruits, you get something, some grains, there will be mud in that. So they're all, while eating, some mud goes into their body. They're telling half-truth. Just like mud has gone into my body, mud has gone into their body also. If they say everybody's eating mud, then it doesn't sound that bad. But they want to hide the fact that mud is in their stomach, but they only want to say there is mud in my mouth. So this is half-truth, Maya. This is half-truth. So half-truth is lie. Sarve mithya abhisamshina. If you want to say the complete truth. Don't say Ashwatthama Hatak Kunjara. Don't say half-truth. Say the complete truth. So this is the second point. Third point, as we mentioned, Srila Prabhupada mentioning that this is nourishing motherly love. This also comes from Sri Sanatana Goswami's commentary. How painstakingly Srila Prabhupada read through all the commentaries and has given one line each in his purport from different acharyas. And this is so wonderful. Sometimes devotees fear that by reading the commentaries of the previous acharyas, one may think that, oh, these commentaries are perhaps better than Srila Prabhupada's commentaries. Somebody may think like that. But actually, my personal humble, insignificant opinion is one should read Prabhupada's purports, then one should read the Acharya's purports, then come back to Srila Prabhupada's purports and we'll be amazed. Because what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Sridhar Swami has mentioned, Srila Prabhupada will give that in a nutshell in one line or two lines. So while reading Prabhupada's purports, you get from the Acharyas and you also get from Srila Prabhupada, who's carrying the whole current. So that's very important. Srila Prabhupada also gives a lot of practical lessons in the purport. That generally is not found in other commentaries. Other commentaries are more grammatical, where they explain the words and the intentions, etc. But they will not say, this teaches us. But Srila Prabhupada has that unique contribution in his purports. He will make the Leela resonate and sync with the times of modern generation that everyone's practicing bhakti. Like Srila Prabhupada, if Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram, etc. Then Prabhupada will say, the best way to remember Krishna is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This generally the predecessor acharyas don't. They will just explain on remembering Krishna. But Srila Prabhupada brings that level down to our understanding and practicality of how we can remember Krishna. What is the practical thing that we can do? Prabhupada will talk about cleanliness. Prabhupada will talk about rising early. Srila Prabhupada will talk about brahmacharya. Srila Prabhupada will talk about the regulative principles. So this is a very great, unique combination of scriptural predecessor purports and the compassion of practicing bhakti in modern times. That is a very beautiful thing. So third is Yashodarani is getting nourished by Vatsalya. So therefore what Krishna is saying is truth. Because if Krishna said, imagine if Krishna said, yes, Maya, I ate mud. The Leela will not explode in the direction that it did. Yashoda will say, okay, in the future, don't do it. That's it. But here, no, Maya, I did not. I'm really speaking the truth. And tears coming from his eyes. And he's saying, everybody is liar. And Mother Yashoda looking into Krishna's mouth. The pastime has been fluffed out by that one lie that I did not eat. So, all's well that ends well. Fourth point that has been mentioned by Srila Sanatana Goswami is that maybe Krishna did not eat. He may have just, Srila Sanatana Goswami saying, maybe it's just an imitation. He may have just gone like this and some mud may have touched his mouth. He may have not eaten. It's possible, Srila Sanatana Goswami says. It could simply be an imitation of as if eating. Like for example, Krishna taking some mud and acting in front of Balaram and going like this, just on purpose to trouble Balaram so that Balaram said, hey, don't eat. Trying to act as if I am eating so that Balaram can get agitated. If Balaram is provoking Krishna, Krishna is also trying to provoke Balaram. And when Mother Yashoda comes to the scene, Krishna is saying, no, I actually did not eat. Trust me, I did not eat. I was just trying to provoke Balaram. So it is possible, Srila Sanatana Goswami says, either to nourish motherly love or to nourish the friendship or the loving brotherly mood with Balaram. It could as well be imitation. And also, it is described that, oh Maya, Srila Sanatana Goswami says, oh Maya, whatever I eat, I share. Whatever, you know, I always eat butter and I share. So, even if it is mud, I may have shared. And if I have shared, they have also eaten. And if they have eaten and I have eaten, they have no right to complain. Then everybody is faulty. So this angle is also there. Either they may have eaten straight from the field, or they may have eaten because I would have shared. So in answer to that, Mother Yashoda says, no, rahaha. Bhavan bhakshitavan rahaha. No, you have eaten without sharing. So these points have been mentioned. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has said something very beautiful here. He says that there are many good qualities that a Vaishnava should have, like Shaucha. Shaucha means purity, or Daya, compassion, or Satyam, truthfulness. But these are all like follower qualities. They are not the king quality. The king quality is prema, is love. So a Vaishnava must have cleanliness and punctuality and compassion and truth, etc. But if there is no love for God, then they are not very high-class qualities. That may be found in others also. But on the other hand, if the emperor is there, if love is there, then automatically they will all follow like how the subjects follow the king. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Krishna has extreme love in his heart for Yashoda Rani, and Yashoda Rani has extreme love in her heart for Krishna. So she has prema and he has bhakta vatsalya. Both are at their extreme limits. Krishna has Bhakta Vatsalya, love for his devotees, and Yashoda Rani has Prema, Krishna Prema. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, naturally, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchane sarvai gunais tatra samasate sura. All good qualities reside where there is love for God, and all good qualities reside in God where there is love for the devotee. And therefore, one should not think Krishna is speaking false, because truth is there in that falsity. Truth is there as a servant present in that supreme loving statement, oh Maya, I did not eat. Because love is ruling as the emperor, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. And truth and purity, although Krishna is playing with mud, he is supremely pure. Although Krishna is speaking false, he is supremely truthful. This Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has said. And this is also a very, very good lesson for all of us, that sometimes our eyes may see some apparent breach of lower principles or qualities in some Vaishnav. But if they have love for Krishna in their heart, if they are advanced Vaishnavas who have bhakti in their heart, then even if we are not able to see, we should take shelter of this point of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that truth and cleanliness and punctuality and compassion and mercy, all of this is there in the heart of a person who loves Krishna. Apparently, it's possible, like Vamshidas Babaji, for example, a very great Vaishnav. It is described that he would have long hair, he would have long nails, and sometimes he would be found in not very clean attire. And Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would warn his disciples that don't go very close to this Babaji. Offer obeisances from a distance, because if you go close, you will misunderstand him and commit aparadha. So if you say, Sri Vamshidas Babaji Maharaj is not clean, well, externally it appears to be. But if he is a pure devotee of Krishna and Krishna lives in his heart, how can there be impurity where Bhagavan lives? So this point has to be understood. Sometimes it is possible, we may, because of our dosh drishti, because of our being very eager to find flaws or faults, we may see some faults. We may see somebody may pick their bead bag with their left hand, for example. Or it's possible somebody may, instead of drinking water from the top without touching their mouth, some Vaishnav may keep the bottle to their mouth and gulp water down their throat. And somebody may say, oh, this is not very Brahminical. You cannot touch your mouth to the bottle and drink water. We have to drink it very pure. Yes, that is true. It is true for our own practice. When we are practicing, we should practice principles of cleanliness. But when we find this apparently in others, then we should take shelter of this point of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that even if God is eating mud, he is all pure. This must be understood. Even if fire is covered with ashes, the fire is still blazing hot within. Even if the moon has some apparent spots, the moon is the moon, full moon in the sky. Even if the lotus is found in the mud, the lotus is the abode of all good qualities and beauty. This must be understood. So in this way, did Krishna speak the truth or did Krishna speak lies? Well, don't know. He didn't speak truth, he didn't speak false, he spoke the absolute truth. We should leave it at that point. So here our acharyas have given 20 different points on why Krishna ate dirt, why Krishna ate mud. Sri Vallabhacharya ji, Sri Harisuri ji, and our acharyas all join in and they give us different reasons why Krishna ate mud. Of course, Krishna is Ananta, he is unlimited. So all these utprekshas, all these points are possible because God is unlimited and there are unlimited pastimes, and each aspect of those unlimited pastimes has unlimited facets and aspects. So we never know. They all may be true. What I am about to do is not just present those reasons, but also mention maybe one practical lesson that we can learn from this mud eating pastime, from each of those points, so that we as sadhakas, we can also remember this pastime from transcendence, also from practicality. Srila Prabhupada style of giving practical lessons. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So We start off with the first point that we just mentioned. Sri Surdas Ji, in his writing, he writes that Krishna took mud and he put it in his mouth. And there is nothing wrong with that, because he says, Krishna is Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Maline, Nama Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. Krishna has lotus eyes, lotus face, lotus palms, lotus feet, lotus navel. Everything is lotus. And where does the lotus grow? In the mud. So this, this lotus garden, this lotus grove called Sri Shyam Sundar, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, is busy playing in mud, just like lotus is found in mud. So this is Sri Surdas Ji. He says there's nothing wrong in Krishna playing in mud, because if the lotus doesn't grow in mud, where will it grow? Also at the same time, Sri Jiva Goswami Pad, he has mentioned a very beautiful point here. He says that even if Ganga is covered with some moss, some algae, or some bubbles, Ganga remains Ganga. You move the bubbles, you move the moss, you move the green covering on the top, and you can still take Achman, because Ganga or Jamuna remains pure. Similarly, whether Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita at Kurukshetra, whether Krishna is Dwarkadish embracing Sudama, or whether Krishna is drinking the nectar of his own lotus feet as a baby sleeping on a cradle, or he's busy playing with mud, Ganga remains Ganga. Krishna remains pure. Surdas Ji is talking about lotus growing in mud. Sri Jiva Goswami is talking about Ganga covered by moss, Shaival. So in this way, the lesson we can learn is the point that we just mentioned. So we're starting off with that. That even when we see around in the Vaishnav community, Kaler dosha nidhe rajan. We can, if we want to count faults and flaws, Maya will give us millions of occasions to do it. Kaler dosha nidhe. This is an ocean of faults. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj was once mentioning that this world is like a desire tree. It will give you what you seek. Seek and you shall find. If we want to find Krishna, then Krishna will reveal himself through circumstances. We will be very grateful. If we want to see good qualities, that will also be revealed. But if we have decided that I want to find faults, then you can find faults with everyone. You can find faults in Mahaprabhu, like how Amogha or Ramchandra Puri, so many found. Or you can find faults even in Krishna, like how Shishupal found. You can find faults even in Acharyas. There were those who wanted to kill even great Acharyas like Shripad Ramanujacharya. So there's no limit. We can find faults in everyone. But our life is meant to be Saragrahi. Saragrahi. Saragrahi means even if you find mud, pick the lotus from there. Even if you find algae or moss, clear it up and take 2 drops of Ganga water without judging the Ganga. Similarly, when we find Vaishnavas, keep away. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj once very beautifully said that when you meet a person, there may be good white marbles of similarity, and there may be bad black marbles of difference with that person. Put the black marbles aside and only discuss the white marbles. And this is the science of building friendship with someone. There may be differences. Sun and moon, there is difference. Moon and stars, there are difference. Every person has Vaishamya, Vaishishtya, their own speciality and differences with others. We should focus on the similarity and let go of the spots on the moon or the mud in the lotus or the moss covered on the Ganga. Similarly, here, the lesson that Krishna is teaching us is accept Krishna, even if he's covered in mud. Even if there's mud in the hands, don't forget that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is reason number 1. Why did Krishna put mud in his mouth? Well, the lotus always grows in mud. So therefore, the lotus was simply playing with mud. This is 1. Second, reason number 2. Sri Harisuriji writes, Krishna thought to himself, I am only eating milk products and I'm only eating butter. In the future, I think I will grow up to become a Brahmana by what I'm eating. If I want to be a Kshatriya, which I will be Vasudev Nandan, and I will be Dwarkadish, then my food has to be Rajasic. It cannot be Sattvic like this. Krishna thought to himself that I've been eating too much butter and living too much in Sattva Gun. And this is not very good for a king of the future to be in supreme Sattva Gun. I cannot rule Dwarka then. So then he thought, from today, I will start eating only things which are in Rajogun. And the closest thing that he saw was mud. So thinking like this, Krishna put some mud in his mouth. The lesson we learn is you are what you eat. Jaisa an, vaisa man. Krishna is also teaching us here that if we want to be in good spiritual status and consciousness, then we have to really watch out what we put in our mouth. We really have to watch out. If we want to be good devotees, we have to accept prasadam. We have to accept sattvagun as much as possible, that which is fresh, that which is tasty, and that which has been offered to Krishna. His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, he says 3 syllables. He says prasadam is something, when we accept, we have to accept SSR. Just like we know the science of self-realization, it has to be sanctioned, it has to be sanctified, it has to be regulated. We have to accept what is allowed, then we have to offer it to Krishna, and even the quantity has to be careful. So Krishna is teaching us, you are what you eat. So in the future, I have to deal with mud, which means Rajogun, I will be fighting battles, I will be the king of Dwarka. So I have to give up some butter and start eating some mud. I have to start taking Rajogun. So Rajogun means Raja. Accepting Raja. Because people may ask this question that is mud actually in Rajogun? No, this is pun, this is play of word in poetry, because Rajogun has Raja in it, and the dust is also called Raja in Sanskrit. So if you want to be in Rajogun, you have to eat Rajogun. And Raja also here means the Vraj Raja, the dust of Vraj. The third point is Vishasya Visham Aushadam. Vishasya Visham Aushadam. According to Ayurveda, if there's poison in the body, then you offset that poison by injecting another type of poison in the body. So then the previous poison is thrown away by the new poison. So the new poison kicks the old poison out. Vishasya Visham Aushadam. This is the medicine for the older poison is the newer poison. Now here's the interesting thing. The word Visha in Sanskrit has many meanings. One is poison. It also means water. It also means mud. So Krishna is thinking to himself, Putana's poison may still be in my body. Poison, Visha may be in my body. And Vishasya Visham Aushadam. If I have to kick the poison from in my body that has come from Putana, I have to inject another type of Vish. And Vish also means mud. Thinking like this, Krishna ate mud. Lesson that we can learn is we have to perform sadhana to remove our past samskars. If poison is there in our body because of Putana-like association, let's say in the past we have eaten meat, in the past we have watched very bad movies, or we have spoken and behaved in very bad ways, those are poison, some residual poison in our body in the form of samskar because of those past association and connection. So when we perform austerity now, sadhana, we should try to offset the past. We should perform our sadhana with so much dedication. Waking up early in the morning is very difficult for the body. It's like poison. Sitting and chanting Hare Krishna without walking around without our phone is like poison initially. So this poison is needed for us to kick the previous poison out. Vishasya Visham Aushadam. Krishna is teaching us, if there is vish in the body, take another type of vish to kick the previous vish out. Poison. So if we have some scars and bad desires in our heart, then we take the visha, the deliberate austere sadhana, so that the previous impressions can be taken away. Next point. Krishna is thinking to himself, when you lie once or twice or thrice, you can purify your mouth by doing achaman with water. But if you have lied more than 3-4 times, then even water will not work. Then only doing achman with mud is the possibility. There is no other way to purify. In olden times, there was no soap. People would bathe with mud and water. These were the two purifiers. So Krishna is thinking to himself, when someone lies accidentally once, twice, or thrice, then they can do achman they can rinse their mouth with water and the mouth is purified. Otherwise, when you speak lies, the mouth becomes contaminated. Krishna is thinking to myself, oh God, I have lied so many times in my life with eating butter, with eating mud, with eating so many things, stealing. I didn't go here, I didn't go there. I have spoken so many lies. I don't think doing achman with water will work on me. I have to bathe my mouth. I have to perform achman with mud. There is no other alternative. In this mood, Krishna took some mud and he did achman with mud. So the lesson that we learn is etiquette. For example, there are people who take their phone into the bathroom while bathing, while brushing, in the restroom. There are people who carry their phone. Now, this phone has become contaminated because it's in a very bad place. Now, this same phone you carry to a temple, you're holding in our hand. With the same hand, we are offering ghee lamp to Damodar. Sometimes the notes of a certain class, let's say, are on the phone. And that same phone has been taken to dirty places. Now, with that same phone, you're giving Bhagavatam class and keeping the phone on the Vyasasan. Very contaminating. So, etiquette has to be followed. Krishna is teaching us, if you have spoken lies, keep rinsing your mouth with achman, which means keep your place clean, keep your mouth clean, keep your habits clean. If that is not possible, then now you have to do achman with mud. Not literally, that means don't speak lies anymore. Don't keep habits unclean. That is what Krishna is teaching us. So we saw, first point, he spoke about not judging others just because lotus is found in mud. Second, you are what you eat, right? Third point, Krishna taught us sadhana. Remove past samskars, the poison of the past, with the poison of the present, the austere sadhana of the present. Of course, sadhana is not poison. Initially, it seems like poison, but it is nectar at the end. Fourth, Krishna is teaching us to follow etiquette of cleanliness and speech and habits, etc. Now, fifth point, our acharyas describe. Why did Krishna put mud in his mouth? Well, Krishna was taught by Mother Yashoda. He has 7 mothers. Atma Mata, Guru Patni, Brahmani, Rajapatnika, Dhenu, Dhatri, Tatha Prithvi, Saptaita, Matarasmritaha. There are 7 mothers that are famous in Shastra. Srila Prabhupada also explains. The 7 mothers are Atma Mata, the one who gives birth to us is our first mother. Guru Patni, the wife of one's guru, is one's mother. So one who gives birth to us, that's our mother. The wife of one's superior, the wife of one's guru, is one's mother. Third, Brahmani. Any Mataji who is a Brahmani is our mother. Actually, Matravat Paradaryeshu. Every lady, every Vaishnavi who is not one's wife, except for the wife, everyone else is mother. But here there are 7 Shastric mothers given. One, Atma Mata, she who gives birth. Second, Guru Patni. Third, Brahmani. Fourth, Rajapatnika, the queen. Let's say the superior. Fifth, Dhenu, cow. Sixth, Dhatri, she who takes care of us. Seventh, Tatha Prithvi, Mother Earth. So Krishna is thinking to himself, oh, I have 7 mothers. I have drunk milk from Yashoda Rani, who is my Atma Mata. I have drunk milk from Rohini Maiya, who is my Dhatri. I have drunk milk from cows, Dhenu, but I have never drunk milk of Prithvi. She is one of the 7 mothers. So Krishna sat there and said, okay, this mud is the milk of Mother Earth. And I want to, just like a child may accept the milk of one's mother, I am accepting the milk of Mother Earth in the form of mud. Following what Mother Yashoda taught him, that there are 7 mothers, Krishna is following that. What is the lesson that we can learn from this? Respecting Mother Earth as one's mother. When Krishna himself is sitting down and eating the mud from Mother Earth, how can we spit? How can we throw garbage on the floor? How can we trash it? How can we dig Mother Earth, spoil, contaminate, putrefy, contaminate Mother Earth? We cannot do that. We have to be careful. As Vaishnavas, no question of eating banana and throwing the peel of a running vehicle. Not very good. We can keep it with ourselves. Whenever we find a trash can or a dustbin or a dumpster, that's where we put it. Following this principle, if Krishna himself is sitting and eating the dirt of Mother Earth, considering her to be mother and this to be her milk, then we have to be very careful. So much so that in Vedic culture, as soon as one wakes up, before they even step onto Mother Earth, one has to offer prayers. Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparsha Kshamasvame. That, oh dear mother, you are Parvatastana Mandale. Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparsha Kshamasvame. O Mother Earth, you have been lifted up by Varahadev. You have been touched by Vamandev. You are balanced by Anantadev. You have been tasted by Krishna. And Krishna walks on you barefoot. So Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale. These mountains, this water body, they're all parts of your body. Therefore, O Vishnu Patni, O Mother Earth, how can I step my feet on your lotus body? I cannot do this. Therefore, Padasparsha Kshamasvame. O Mother Earth, please forgive me. I am about to step on you. One has to offer prayer. This is Vedic culture. This is Vedic culture. Next, here it is described. One name of Mother Earth is Rasa Devi. Rasa Devi. Because all the rasas, all the tastes come from her. All the trees, all the crops, the vegetables, the grains, the fruits, everything that we taste comes from Mother Earth. Therefore, Mother Earth is called Rasa Devi. She who is the abode of all rasas. So Krishna thought to himself, I am Rasaraj and she is Rasa Devi. I am always interested in tasting rasa and she is interested in giving rasa. So if the rasa that comes from her is so tasty, I can't imagine how much rasa, how much taste will be there in her. She's full of rasa. In all directions, different fruits and vegetables are coming out and they're also tasty. I want to taste how she is. So Krishna sat in private and he tried to taste Rasa Devi. But no taste. If you taste mud, what taste will come? No taste will come. Krishna is thinking to himself, her name is Rasa Devi. But there's no taste with this mud. The lesson for all of us. Even if one is performing bhakti and has lot of rasa in one's heart, bhakti rasa, externally one should hide one's devotion and not appear to be very tasty. Apan bhajan katha na kahibe jatha tatha. Mother Earth is hiding her devotion so wonderfully. She has so much taste in her, but when tasted, no taste is coming out. So this is like a Vaishnava who's chanting hundreds and thousands of names every day. But when asked, he's saying, please bless me, I have no taste in chanting. So one should try to always protect oneself like that. If a rich man walks around like a rich man, he will be plundered. He will be plundered. He should walk like a beggar. He should walk like a beggar. Nobody will have any doubts then, whether he's rich or poor. Similarly, if you see a lamp, candle light, or a small Damodar Mas going on, so we can say lamp light, small wick, and you open all the windows. Now what will happen? All the breeze will come in and extinguished. But if the windows are closed, then you will see that this lamp light will be lit up, effulgent forever. So similarly, our bhakti lamp inside should be lit, effulgent. And if our mouth opens, which is like the window, showing everyone how much devotion is there in the heart, then the breeze of pride will come and the lamp will be extinguished. So we have to close our mouth, seal all the windows, which means if the lamp is brilliantly effulgent in the heart, no talking about it. Because this principle is not known that we have to hide our devotion. 6 Goswamis. Not once did they say, Srila Prabhupada would say this. Our Goswamis always cried, Hey Nandasuna Kutaha, Krishna, where are you? They never said, Oh, I am having darshan of Krishna. You see in the pastimes of the Goswamis how many times Radharani is coming and protecting Raghunath Das Goswami. Radharani is coming and giving sweet rice to Rupa Goswami so that he can offer it to Sanatan Goswami. Radharani's ankle bells are found by Shamananda Prabhu at Seva Kunj. So our acharyas have so much darshan, but never will they say, I saw Krishna. They will always say, Ami kichu nahi jani. I don't know anything. I am moodha, kshudra, dasa, kshudra, mandadhi. This is how they explain themselves. I am das, I am kshudra, I am matiheen, I am less intelligent. So we have to cover our devotion like Mother Earth. Very tasty inside, but the mud external, no taste. Next point. Okay, we can take this ahead. There's one more point. We'll just club it together. The point is, Krishna has a lot of butter in his mouth and a lot of butter in his palms. And now, so that he doesn't get caught with butter in his mouth and butter in his hands, what is he doing? He's wiping mud in his hands in the Leela. And he's putting some mud in his mouth so that mud will be seen, but butter will not be seen. You see, in this world also sometimes, great exalted sadhus, they may have tears for Krishna. And when you go close and you ask them, they will say, no, something went into my eyes. They will not say tears are coming because of love of Godhead. They will say, no, something went in, mere aankh mein kuch chala gaya, dhool, ya koi kuch chala gaya andar. Something went into my eye, they will say. But what has gone in? Kripa of Krishna. They are crying because of separation from Krishna, but they will try to hide. So Krishna has butter on his palms and butter in his mouth. That represents a Vaishnava with lot of soft heart, butter-like heart. Tears are dripping out of love for Krishna, but they're covering it with mud. They're saying, no, something went into my eyes. Same principle that we mentioned previously of hiding your devotion as Rasa Devi. So 2 points in the Leela, but 1 point as far as lesson is concerned. Same principle, hiding one's devotion. Now, next point, Krishna is teaching us, those who eat butter and those who eat mud with the same mouth, they are very dear to me. Sama shatru cha mitre cha yatha mana apamana yo shitoshna sukha dukkheshu. Again and again Krishna will say, Sacha me priyaha, Sacha me priyaha. That devotee is ativa me priyaha. That devotee is very dear to me, who has adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara sama dukkha sukhakshami. Those who have equal disposition towards joy and sorrow, happiness and distress. Those who cause joy in our life, those who cause distress in our life, equal vision. Those who are able to take butter also, joy, and mud also, distress, with the same mouth without complaining. Krishna is saying, this pravruti, this nature is very dear to me. Only those will come to Vrindavan, others won't. This is the point that Krishna, this is the Leela of Krishna eating mud with the same mouth as he ate butter, and also the lesson for all of us as sadhakas. Next point. Although Krishna is eating dirt, although Krishna is speaking lies, we should still understand he was Bhagavan, he is Bhagavan, he will always be Bhagavan. Srila Prabhupada, just yesterday I was hearing a class. Srila Prabhupada made some brilliant connections in the verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada was giving class on Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, which is the 2nd verse of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna and Srila Prabhupada said, Bhakti is Rajavidya. It is the king of all knowledge. When the king arrives, all the servants arrive. Which means if you know bhakti, if you're performing bhakti, then all that has to be known in this world is known to you. Somebody may not know what is the temperature on the sun. Somebody may not know details, nitty-gritties of this world. But one doesn't have to know. Whatever needs to be known in this world, one has known. Rajavidya, it is the king. And Rajaguhyam It is rare. One doesn't get it so easily. Srila Prabhupada then made connection with Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. After many, many lifetimes, one realizes Krishna is Bhagavan, which means it is a hidden thing. It is a secret. It is very confidential. So Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam. Bhakti is the king of everything, and Bhakti is the most confidential. So the point is, we have received Krishna after so many lifetimes. Now let mud not come between us and Krishna. Somebody will come and brainwash. How do you know God exists? Who has seen it? Actually, this organization is brainwashing. Actually, these books are not accurate. That is all like mud thrown into the mouth of the Vaishnava philosophy. Don't lose faith. Even if Krishna has mud in his mouth, he's still Bhagavan. But when we put mud in our mouth in the form of confusion and distraction, we may lose faith. So hold on to this principle that whether my Lord drinks nectar from his feet, or whether my Lord is eating butter, or whether my Lord is stealing or eating mud, or whether my Lord is stealing clothes, whether my Lord is playing flute, singing, dancing, or chariot driving for Arjuna, or when he's speaking Bhagavad Gita in Vrindavan, Mathura, or Dwaraka, yatha tathava vidadhatulam pato mat prananatastu sa evana para. He can eat mud, don't lose faith, but make sure we don't eat mud of confusion and distraction that comes between Krishna and us. This is the principle. Next point in this regard. According to Ayurveda, when someone has eaten a lot of oily substance, then one has to take some break from oily substance and eat some dry medicines. So Krishna thought to himself, and Krishna knows Ayurveda, of course, because he's Dhanvantari himself. Who is the Lord of Ayurveda? He's Dhanvantari, Krishna himself. So Krishna knows all Vedas. He knows Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, all Vedas he knows. So Krishna is thinking, according to Ayurveda principles, when somebody has eaten a lot of oily things in their life, then they have to fast from oily things, and for digestive capacity to come back to track, one has to eat some dry medicines every day. So Krishna thought, I have eaten a lot of butter in my life. I better follow the principles that I myself proposed as Dhanvantari. So let me give up butter for some time and eat something which is very dry. And what is the dry? He looks around and mud is little dry. So he started putting mud in his mouth. Principle for us. If we have spent a lot of our life, a big portion of our life, enjoying our senses, which is like eating butters, eating things which are very oily, before our spiritual life gets spoiled, the digestive system of our spiritual life gets spoiled, we better take break from sense gratification and take some dry medicines. Dry medicines means hearing Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavatam, associating with devotees, circumambulating Tulsi, performing Ekadashi Vrat, chanting Japa, doing Kirtan, waking up early in the morning, having discipline, following brahmacharya or celibacy. These things are medicine and they seem dry. In the sense, we don't find any joy initially. But we must understand, for our spiritual stomach digestive capacity to come back to track, give up the oily substance of sense gratification that we have been indulging in for quite some time, and take the dry, very rasik, bhakti process, which is like medicine, bhava ushada shrotra manobhiramat. And by this, we will be nursed back to health. Many more. Then we continue ahead. Next point. Sri Hari Suriji writes, Mother Earth is also called Kshama Devi. Kshama. Because she tolerates and forgives. Somebody is walking on her, somebody is digging, drilling, mining, getting oil, throwing trash, spitting, polluting, contaminating. Mother Earth tolerates and forgives everybody. Krishna, at this point in the pastime, he's thinking, I am really getting agitated when the gopis are complaining. I am really getting agitated when the gopas are complaining. Krishna thought, I need to inculcate some mercy from Mother Earth. She's called Kshama Devi. She tolerates. If I take some mud from her and put in my mouth, by association with her, I may get some quality of being Kshamavan. I may learn to tolerate the complaints and the insults, and at the same time, I will tolerate all their points. They will be forgiven. Mother Earth means two things: tolerance and forgiveness. So give me a portion of tolerating their insults and give me a portion of forgiving if there is any mistake on their part. So in this way, Kshama Dharanam, to hold the principle of tolerance and forgiveness, Krishna associated with Mother Earth and took some mud from her and put in his mouth, saying, I am accepting your mercy so that I learn to tolerate the insults and I learn to forgive all those who are complaining. This is the lesson for us, that the greatness of a person can be ascertained by his or her ability to tolerate provoking situations. A person may not necessarily be great because he's very famous or has a lot of money or whatever, intelligence or exquisite physical beauty. Greatness is ascertained, according to Srila Prabhupada, by a person's ability to tolerate and forgive the person who's a medium of that reaction. Not holding grudge, to forgive and to tolerate. Krishna himself is looking up to Mother Earth, or should you say looking down to Mother Earth as he's eating mud and taking a portion to teach us that this is how you become great. Next point, Krishna is teaching us, what is under our feet, next life can be in our mouth. What does that mean? Grass and mud is under our feet. If we don't perform bhakti properly and we take our human life for granted, next life we may become an animal. And what at one point as a human being was under our feet, mud and grass, as an animal, that mud, that grass can be in our mouth. Like a goat, like a sheep, we can end up eating grass and eating mud straight from the mouth. So Krishna is teaching us through that principle, because Krishna is Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru means apani na kaila dharma shikhai na jai. Guru teaches through practical example. So Krishna, as the preceptor, the guru of the whole world, is teaching us by practical example. Look, when I walk, mud is under my feet. But if I'm not careful, that same mud can come into my mouth. Therefore, take this human form on high priority and don't waste it. Because if we slip down to animal species, that grass and that mud, which was at one point under our feet as human beings, will very well be in our mouth. Krishna's teaching. Look, one piece of Krishna eating mud, and unparalleled facets of Vaishnava philosophy and lessons are coming out to inspire us. Sri Hari Suriji says another interesting thing. He says Krishna was thinking, when I came as Parshuram, I gave Mother Earth in charity to the Dvijas, to the Brahmanas. And now I have come in full potency. See, Parshuram, when he came, he rid Mother Earth of, he traveled 21 times around Mother Earth, and there were 9 rivers of blood that came by killing Kshatriya kings who are unsaintly. Parshuram purified Mother Earth of the burden of all the unsaintly kings and gifted the whole of Mother Earth to Brahmanas, to Dvijas. Krishna thought to himself, now I have come in Purna Purushottam, full potency. In my childhood itself, I should start to at least give some portion of earth to the Dvijas. Dvija means Brahmanas, but Dvija also means teeth. Thinking like this, remembering his past charity as Parshuram, how he gave earth in charity to the Brahmanas, Dvijas, Krishna now sat down and took some mud, earth, and gave it in charity to the Dvijas, his own teeth. Saying that all the incarnations are in me. Just like I gave earth in charity to the Dvijas, Brahmanas, now I'm giving earth in charity to the Dvijas. Dvijas also means teeth, the twice born. Lesson for us is to always keep track of our spiritual progress. What was I doing 1 year ago? What was I doing 5 years ago? What will I be doing 5 years from now? Parshuram avatar took place, and then after that Rama avatar came in, and then was Krishna Balaram avatar. But still Krishna is remembering Parshuram avatar and the activities of what he did then and how he should better his activity. At that time, as a full-grown incarnation, avatar, I gave whole Mother Earth. Now, in my childhood itself, I should start from there and start giving some earth in charity to the Dvijas, to the twice born. So we should always think, how is my chanting improving? How is my reading improving? How is my service attitude improving? How is my response to circumstances bettering? How would I have responded 10 years ago, and how will I respond today? So even Krishna is comparing with his past avatars. So why not for us in our progress on bhakti? So keeping track of how we are going, very important. Next point. It is described that very soon Krishna will give birth to the whole universe in his mouth. Right? Krishna will give birth to a whole universe in his mouth. Brahmanda darshanam will take place. And for maintaining, you need sattva gun. For destroying, you need tamo gun. But for creation, what gun do you need? Rajogun. you need Raja to create. So Krishna very soon is going to create the whole universe in his mouth. So to add some Rajogun, he put some Raja in his mouth. That, oh Maya, I am putting some Raja, because with some Rajogun, I can create the universe and give you darshan in my mouth. Lesson for us is, one cannot think that everything depends on us while performing service. At the same time, one cannot be laid back and think, Thakur jab karana chahe karayenge. When Krishna wants this to happen, this will happen. No, we cannot be like that. We cannot put all the thing on Krishna, and at the same time, we cannot take Krishna out of the picture and take all the stress on oneself. It is a proper balance. There's a saying, God helps those who help themselves. Right? At the same time, God gives every bird its worm, but necessarily doesn't drop it in the nest. The bird has to go out and fly and do hard work. So Krishna is teaching us that when you have to create, you have to take initiative and have some Rajagun there. You have to take initiative. Without Raja, there cannot be creation. Similarly, if you want to do service, you have to take the initiative. You have to get into some Rajogun to strategize, to be systematic, to put deadlines, to have accountability. How are we progressing? Who is going to take what initiative? Who's going to take what responsibility? This is Rajogun. Somebody may say, I became a devotee to chant Hare Krishna. That is true. But if you have to build a temple, just by sitting and chanting Hare Krishna, cement and brick will not come together. You have to put it together. Some rajas is needed for Srishti. And that is also seva. If you want to develop a tulsi plant, you cannot just say, I will sit and chant and hear and read Bhagavatam and tulsi plant will grow. No, you have to pray to Krishna, no doubt. We have to pray as if it depends on him and work as if it depends on us. So even for taking care of a tulsi plant, you have to make sure the sunlight is proper, the watering cycle is proper. You have to make sure that the bugs are taken out. You have to make sure that the temperature is fine. So some Rajogun, some initiative is needed for some creation. So Krishna, in creating the universe in his mouth, he's putting some Raja to teach us that if there is bhakti, service, initiative, there must be some Rajogun that we have to ourselves endeavor. Next point, we will see tomorrow. This will be the cliffhanger for today. We'll pause here. We'll see all of you tomorrow. Bhishma Panchak is fast approaching, the last 5 days of the month of Kartik. Our classes will run a little longer during Bhishma Panchak, both Hindi class and English class, because when you run a marathon, the last lap has to be the fastest. So the Bhishma Panchak classes will be a little longer. It won't be 1 hour. It will be minimum 1 hour, Krishna willing. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear Amarendra Prabhu, for such a beautiful class full of rasa and instructions. And we have his guest, Gaurang Darshan Prabhuji here. So I will request him to share some nectar drops for you. Please.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, I counted 14. Was that right? 14 points.
14 points.
So far.
So Prabhu got it right, I think. Everyone's giving thumbs up. 14 points.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So it's like a full feast to the ears and heart. Shrotra Manobhiramat. So it's a long class. I thought you would complete all 20 points in today's class itself, but anyways, we'll wait for tomorrow. Some things that stood out when I was hearing the class are number one, mood of approaching the purports of Srila Prabhupada and previous acharyas. You have very beautifully commented on that, Prabhu. How we get practical lessons from Srila Prabhupada's points, purports, and also a lot of meditative analysis, grammatical analysis, linguistic analysis, historical analysis from many previous acharyas' purports, and a combination of both will nourish us. And when we hear you, we get that combination of both. Just as you are counting 20 points from Murta Bhakshana Leela, because we can't read previous acharyas' commentaries because I don't know Sanskrit. But those who know and those who have the humble mood and demeanor to balance both nicely and present, it's an opulence to have. And one more thing that you mentioned was the mood of taking darshan of deities. So when we hear Harikatha like this, then we go in front of the deities, then we'll be able to take darshan better. Our sense perception accompanied by oral reception can lead to devotional contemplation.
Wow.
Otherwise, speculation.
Can you repeat
Right?
that once more, Prabhu? It was brilliant.
Sense perception is our senses are seeing the deities. Our nose is smelling the fragrance of the garlands. So our senses are interacting with the deities. But oral reception is what we hear from devotees. So when these two combine, that will lead to devotional contemplation.
Wow.
Otherwise, we'll speculate. Many times, some visitors come to Govardhan Eco Village. They see Radharani, Vrindavan Bihari, and they assume that the deity next to Vrindavan Bihari is Balaram. We have to tell them this is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? Some hearing is required to understand their divinity, their position, and everything. So, as Brahma says in his prayers, आस्य श्रुतेक्षितपथो ननुनाथ पुंसां यद्यद्धियात उरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तत्वपुः प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय. Shrutekshitapatho. So our seeing is mainly what we hear from bona fide sources. When we hear Harikatha from bona fide sources and see the situations in life, see the deities, see the Shastras, see everything that's happening around us, with that knowledge, then we get the right understanding. So, inspired by your presentation, I would like to share just one thing from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Second wave, not second wave, second division. In that, Rupa Goswami presents 18 great faults in conditioned souls. One, I don't remember them. I just opened the book and I'm reading from that. Number one, moha, bewilderment. Second, fatigue or sleep. Third, error. Fourth, attachment. Fifth, lust. Sixth, restlessness. Seventh, mada, intoxication or pride. Eighth, envy. Ninth, violence. 10th, exhaustion. 11th, parishrama, too much of endeavor. 12th, untruth, lies. 13, anger. 14, hankering. 15, worry. 16, absorption in worldly affairs. 17, prejudice. 18, dependency. Basically, these are 18 faults in conditioned souls which are never present in God. They are not present in Krishna. But to enhance the mood of the pastime, to relish his leelas along with his devotees, Nitya Siddha devotees in Vrindavan especially, Krishna exhibits some of these or all of these 18 faults in his pastime. The way you were explaining in the first half of your today's class, so how Krishna is lying, although although he's lying, he is ultimately the absolute truth. Because the lies that he is speaking is enhancing the Vatsalya Prema. Because speaking lies out of fear of being chastised is something that nourishes Vatsalya Prema. So you are explaining so beautifully. So Krishna exhibits some of these faults in his pastimes. just to give us that relish and also experience the devotee's prema. Many years back, maybe some 10, 12 years back, I was counting the number of contradictions that Krishna has exhibited in Damodar Leela. Number of faults he has exhibited or number of contradictions he has exhibited. As God, he has certain qualities, but in his Nara Leela, he is exhibiting certain faults amongst these 18. So based on what I heard from senior Vaishnavas and based on what I have studied from the books, so I will not elaborate them, I will only enumerate them. Number one, the supreme proprietor steals. Krishna is the supreme proprietor, but he steals. Number two, he is absolute truth, but he lies. Number three, he is self-satisfied, but he becomes hungry. Four, he is peace personified, but he becomes angry. Fifth, he is time personified, but he flees in fear. Then sixth, he is the fastest, but he gets caught. Seventh, he is condensed bliss, but is crying. Then eighth, he is the object of prayers, but he gets scolded by Mother Yashoda. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Martaha. Everyone is praying to him, but he gets scolded in Vrindavan. Number nine, he is the supreme judge, but is awaiting the judgment of Mother Yashoda. His future is dependent on her. She can bind him, she can arrest him. Number 10, he's all pervading, but he's bound. Number 11, he's bound, still he can liberate. Nalagavar and Manigriva. Number 12, as God, he is the greatest, but a devotee is greater than God. 13, this is a little tricky. He is the possessor of all qualities and their opposites also. This is from, I think, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur or Jiva Goswami. He is the possessor of all qualities and he is the opposite also. He is the possessor of all opposite qualities also. So these are some 13 contradictions in Damodar Leela, just inspired by your presentation, Prabhu. I just shared. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. Waiting for tomorrow's class so that we can hear the 6 more lessons from Mrita Bhakshana Leela. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, for your invaluable association and your spending time. So everyone remembers what I said yesterday. I'm not going to repeat. Today Prabhu spoke so brilliantly. This is really very, very inspiring to hear Prabhu speak from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and the contradictions in Damodar Leela. So thank you so much, Prabhu. We value your association and I feel bad that you have to sit through day after day.
Good.
class. But you're always welcome. This is your loving space.